Welcome back, everybody, to the All Hallows League playoffs. Today we have the second day of the playoffs. It's going to be Eunoia versus Oracle starting off the day. I am Prion here, and we're going to be going over the sets that are going to be happening today in this campfire chat. But I have a new caster to introduce, and that's going to be Ethic. It's his debut today, so everybody give him a warm welcome.
Hello, and thank you for the warm welcome, Prion. I am very excited to be casting today, and I'm excited to see this matchup today as well. With Oracle being such an OG team that I've been following for a couple years now, basically beginning starting with comp, one of the first teams. I'm excited to see this matchup versus Eunoia, which is a newer team. I'm excited to see the matchup, and I'll let you go over the sets.
Yeah, so yesterday, if you guys remember or were there, we talked a lot in the campfire chat about these special Halloween balancing sets that are going on in the All Hallows League. So there are things like Scratched Mirror Myers, or Infinite Tier 3 Myers, or Jump Scare Spirit, or Jump Scare Huntress. And the difference between yesterday and today is that in this match with Eunoia and Oracle, these teams have elected to put the Halloween sets last in their sets. So obviously the Halloween sets can't be the tiebreaker, but we'll start from set one. Chosen by Oracle, we're going to be playing the Blight. So a very classic set. And kind of give me your take on this Blight set, Ethic.
I'm excited for it. Like you said, it's a very classic set. We've seen Blight played thousands and thousands of times. But usually you see like very basic maps, so I'm excited to see what map will be chosen. I am not sure. Um, and I think Oracle is going to have this locked down. I'm very confident in Oracle's play style for this. Like I said, experienced team. This is their pick. I think they're going to have a good mindset and mentality for going into it.
Yep, that's pretty fair. And there is a bit of a curveball coming in the second set, though, picked by Eunoia. We have Bubba, or the
Oh
Cannibal.
yes.
This is something that I don't think I've seen before in DBDLeague. I can't even remember the last time I saw any competitive Bubba in any league, let alone DBDLeague. So Eunoia, they have to have some sort of crazy plan here. I can't wait to see what it is, especially with the map being hidden.
Yeah, I have never seen personally. It's been a very long time since I've seen a cannibal play or Bubba. So I'm excited to see this curveball they have going here. And then we see set number 3, which is going to be the first Halloween set, and that is going to be Myers Tier 3, which was picked by Oracle. So I've never seen a Halloween set before, so this will be my first time seeing like Halloween sets. So I'm excited to see how that plays. I wonder if it will play differently than a normal match, or how much it will differ in, I guess, experience and like how they will play and their play styles.
Yeah, I would say we saw the tier 3 Myers set yesterday. It's
Okay.
out of the Halloween sets, I think it's probably the most normal to what you would expect a normal game of Dead by Daylight to be.
Right.
For example, with like the Onryo set, the survivors did not get perks, or with the Scratched Mirror set, survivors, again, no perks, but survivors are allowed to have perks in the Infinite Tier 3 Myers set. And that was a game yesterday where we saw a pretty big upset between the two teams that were playing earlier in the day. That was also the match that I casted. That was Eternal and Severance. So Severance was able to upset Eternal on that set. It's a very strange set. Your team has to be very good at denying stock and making sure that a few gens have gone before he gets that infinite tier 3 going. Because if there are too many gens left and he has that infinite tier 3, Michael can just stand next to a hook with everybody exposed. So you really don't want that to be happening, especially on Hawkins where hooks can be like in little corners and there's only one door to get to them.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. It definitely has a big snowball potential coming in with like you Infinite Tier 3. Um, and if there's like a tight 3 gen or something like that as well, that you can just sit there and hold with Infinite, that's just about, I'd say, just about impossible to break if you don't have like very good team coordination and know what to really do and how to handle it.
Yeah, so then the last Halloween set we have of the day, I think I wasn't there for the entire second game yesterday, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be our first jump scare Huntress. This is something that we saw in, I think it was the Winter Circuit last year almost. where it's Huntress on Larry's Memorial Institute with Wooden Fox Erie Head. And this is a really weird set. This It's one of those sets that you watch and it makes you appreciate like our rules committee does so much to keep the game interesting. Um, Teams are heavily relying on communication to not get immediately jump scared and instantly downed by the Huntress among the tight corridors and corners of the Larry's Memorial Institute. There could be a iridescent head hatchet around any corner, and we've seen when this set was played in the Winter Circuit, we saw 4K fives because of the stealth.
I remember watching the set last year, and it requires insane coordination from your teams, especially just for indoor sets in general. But now you have a one shot down ranged killer who can just, like you said, literally come around the corner. And if you're not expecting it, if you don't have an idea where the Huntress is or where she's going, what she's doing, you can just get caught out, and that is devastating for your rotations and how your team plays the game.
Yep. So that's for sure going to be really interesting. But going into the last set, it's going to be the Doctor. So kind of a departure from the weird Halloween sets. We're just going to be going right back to the classic Doctor. And it looks like he actually, wait. Um, I forget if we're allowed to comment on the tiebreaker map, if that was chosen or not. I honestly forget if that's visible to the teams. So, yes. Okay, we can talk about the map. Thank you to the Commissioner Dar Wolf. We are going to be playing the Doctor on Groaning Storehouse, which is a really interesting map for him. You would think that you would want to play the Doctor on a smaller map because he's kind of a weak killer, really susceptible to body blocks and team coordination. But having him on such a large map with such a strong main building, I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know if it's played on Groaning 1 or is it Groaning 2? Do you know?
I would assume it's Groaning Storehouse 1 because
Groaning Storehouse 1, yeah.
I think they would put the 2 after if it was 2.
That is a bigger map. Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting. That the deep pockets in the map as well. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to. I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that goes. Like you said, it's going to be hard to pressure such a big map, and I feel like he's a bit of a weaker killer for that map. So it'll be interesting to see the game sense for the killers.
Yeah, so looks like we have some more time to talk here as I don't see the teams like ready in any sort of lobby yet. So let's do some predictions then, Ethic, for your first day on the desk. See if you
Oh
can get
no.
one. See if you can go undefeated on the predictions. What do you think? Give me a winner and a score.
Okay, so I'm just going to go by set. I'm just going to kind of break it down. I obviously think that Oracle will take the Blight set. Um, I'm hoping that Eunoia takes this Bubba set. I'm sorry, but I really just want to see a Bubba played. I'm so excited to see Bubba played. It's been so long. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna predict that Eunoia takes the Halloween sets as well. I'm just gonna go for that. I think they'll win set 2, 3, and 4. What about you?
All
What's
right,
your
so 3-1 in favor of Eunoia. Let's see. For me, I would also agree that the team that chose the Blight is going to have the advantage in that set. So Blight to Oracle, and then I think I would have to say I'm gonna go 3-1 in favor of Oracle.
okay?
Yep. And there's not
I
really
respect it.
any scientific basis for that. There usually isn't, especially with teams that I don't personally know. Eunoia is a pretty new team, and I'm not like a old gen comp person, so I was never around when Oracle was like the team that everyone knew of. So I don't really know a lot of these guys, but always see that like everybody else says that they're the OGs and everything. So I'm gonna
Right.
put my faith in them to pull out the 3-1.
Okay, so you're leaning towards the OGs. I respect it. I'm leaning towards the new gens. I want to see a bit of a change. I want to see something different. Like I'm not saying that Oracle's always like a consistent winner 24/7, but it's a nice change to see like a newer team that has like an underdog basically come up and win. It's exciting. Gives hope,
Yeah, and
in my
I
opinion.
mean we've been seeing a lot of nice changes of pace and just kind of underdog stories here in the All Hallows League. Like just yesterday, the match that I casted, um, Severance really gave Eternal a run for their money. Eternal was probably sweating there. They were able to tie multiple sets with Eternal and take one off of them, taking them to I think think it was almost 6 trials there until the decision happened. So a lot of newer teams have been putting up great performances in the All Hallows League so far, and Eunoia has the opportunity to continue that today.
I agree. I'm excited. I can't wait. This is going to be such a fun matchup, and good luck to both teams. Obviously, I don't know. Like I said, it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
All right, yeah. So with that, I think we're going to put an end to this campfire chat while we get the teams into the lobby. So we're going to be throwing it over to a very short break while everybody is invited and the match is set up. But Ethic and I will be right back with the first cast. Welcome everybody to the first set of Eunoia versus Oracle, and we are on the Gas Heaven map here with Bubbo on the Blight for Team Oracle. He's already rushing across the map, has already sighted a couple of survivors here, but he was not able to connect all of his rushes towards where the survivors spawned. We see survivors are spreading out across the map. Some of them are in lockers, trying to avoid being that first chase with the Blight. And Ethic, what do you think of Bubbo's build here?
It looks pretty basic to me, pretty standard. Pain Res, Eruption, Corrupt, and Brutal Strength. All, good synergy perks. And, okay, we have the first chase going on here onto the Nia, taking the first tag. Overcome, though, and so she looks like she's going to go to the bottom side of the map here. But it doesn't look like that Bubbo wants to commit here, and he probably just wants to spread pressure and watch for crosses.
Yeah, it looks like Bubbo is actually suspicious of what build that Nia might be holding, as his suspicions would be well-founded with that Dead Hard and DS.
That's right, going into main here. Breaking the door. So he does have... okay, no, they're resetting, that's fine.
Bubbo now rushing back across the map. He's wanting to make use of this corrupt intervention time that he has here. Gets stunned up by the pallet there from Alkali, and that's going to be on pallet wasted. I mean, not necessarily wasted. He would have gotten hit if he didn't use it. But now Alkali playing this long wall jungle gym goes back towards the pallet side, playing this short wall. Definitely dangerous stays here as he is going to take a hit and run towards the shack. No overcome left since he is still exhausted, but now he's going to be playing this car pallet here. Holds W past it and goes to the shack. Great knowledge of the rush token timers there, as Bubbo did not quite have all of his rushes back yet. Throws shack pallet immediately, goes around the back, but the rushes are going to come in, and that is the first down for Bubbo onto this Nia. But I think Team Eunoia can actually be pretty happy about this, because the first generator is going to get done, and man, look at the perks of that survivor on the hook.
Yes. I noticed the perks, and I noticed that the idea that they had with them made for this, Dead Hard, is a bit of a nasty combo here. Choosing to go for a bit of a fast pull here, maybe to alleviate some of the pressure, and they take a really quick down for that, and he's just going to choose to go for the pick instead of maybe tunneling and sliding out.
Yeah, looks like Bubbo is interested in these fresh hooks here. I'm sure he knows that this Raiden here is the Deliverance survivor, but that second fresh hook is going to be achieved, and it's probably going to Pain Resonance as well, as we see the Pain Resonance hit the main building generator there. Good pressure for Bubbo so far, as we see Alkali coming out of a locker on the other side of the map. Bubbo uninterested in tunneling so far, as he's rushing towards the other side of the map, towards another one of these healthy survivors, and he's going to find a nice hit there onto this Steve, and he's going to be in chase in not the strongest area, but it looks like Bubbo doesn't want to commit.
But chooses to leave it. Yeah, he's just maybe he just wants to sit here and camp, and he just takes some eruption. Maybe he's not even gonna proc eruption on it. He's just gonna choose to go back and I guess just proxy and camp, and maybe see if he can spot some rotations, catch someone off guard, or.
Yeah, good game sense from Bubbo there. I think he knows that main building generator was being doubled, and just that the survivors maybe don't have a ton of pressure elsewhere on the map, since he knows the first generator was doubled. That second one has a lot of progress, so that one must have been doubled also, as Raiden is going to take his Deliverance unhook, and across the map, we have Metox on the Steve getting downed by the Lethal Rush. So that's going to be a third fresh hook achieved for Bubbo. This one might also be a Pain Resonance. Actually, The first hook onto Nia was not a pain resonance, and neither was that hook onto Steve right there. So Eruption going to be going down on the Shax gen. And Eunoia here, they need to play a little bit slow and make sure that they don't let this Blight find them injured, or this, honestly, this pressure could snowball out of it.
Yeah, I noticed that the Nia not resetting, and now we have our injured survivor obviously due to deliverance, so he can't heal either. So that's 2 injured survivors, and if they get caught off guard, that could be devastating for this team. They have to be very careful with how they rotate here, and make sure that they don't get any free tags or anything like that. And as you say, he's rushed over back towards like the top right side of the map, and I don't see anyone over there. They're all stealthing off and playing a bit of a slower game, like you said, and that's well played by Eunoia.
It looks like the Broken is up on Raiden now, so might be resetting himself with the medkit. Looks like these 2 survivors are going to be resetting under the hook. Bubbo is really far away from that reset location. He might have some idea that it's going on, but looks like he's probably not going to make it there in time. This is his last rush. He goes for the swing to get extra distance, but the heal is going to come in onto Steve nonetheless. Alkali, though, he's injured now, playing this Shack with no pallet. He does have the Dead Hard, though.
Yep, Dead Hard with May for this. It's a good combo. Will he be able to get his DH off, or he's going to play patient? And just choosing to fade out the tokens. And now maybe he'll get a DH up. Goes for it and doesn't get it. That's unfortunate. I'd love to see that emote deck. It's amazing. And the Eruption procced on the Shackton as well.
I'm a little bit confused as to why he went for the locker there when he had the Dead Hard. Maybe he was worried that Bubba was going to wait it out with the rushes. I feel like he could have forced that Dead Hard on the window, though, instead of like going for the chanced Dead Hard out in the open after going out of the locker.
I definitely felt like he could have made the window too, and then maybe like DH'd after a couple rushes, but maybe he was just nervous about failure.
Yeah, so second hook for Alkali here, as Raiden is now in chase at this 4-lane tile. For the people comes in from Mitox off the hook. So if Bubbo really wants to tunnel here, it's not going to be easy. That's a healthy survivor with DS and Dead Hard. Another pallet stun is going to come in.
Yeah, now he's going to have to... It looks like Bubbo's just going to have to commit to this. But we do see DS still up. He still has, like, I would say about 45-50 seconds of DS with Overcome as well. And this is looking pretty good for Alaka right now. I mean, just depending on where he chooses to take his death location is the most important thing for this team right now, and how long his chase can last.
Yeah, a little bit of an oversight there from healing Alkali, though. He's not going to have the Dead Hard after the DS now that Overcome's activated.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And no mate for this either. So it's just DS. That's all he's got left. Maybe he can try to force it.
10 seconds left on this DS. He needs to try to force it in a locker. He's going to hit the nice crouch there on the truck. DS, seconds to go. And Bubbo is... I can't tell. It ran out. No way. Oh, that's why you want to lock her up, to make sure that you actually get the activation of that DS. That was so close for Bubbo to being stunned up by the DS, and that is going to be so important for the outcome of this game. So that's going to be a death at 3 gens for Bubbo. He's already on the trail of his next chase. Looks like the main building generator might be done, but once the downs start to come in here again, Eunoia is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, the 3v1 is really important to know how to play this, and usually preferred in your 3v1 you want all of your teammates healthy. That way it takes a little bit longer for your chases to happen, your downs. We do see that he is going to find the Steve, I do believe, is the one over here, and that's the one that's but he doesn't choose to chase. Proxy eruption. If I'm not mistaken, I heard the entity blocker start on that generator as well.
So that would have been at least regression event number 3 or 4 on that generator. Steve now at this truck pallet. He's gonna try to go for the blind. I don't think that blind landed. He's just gonna go down.
Yeah, the blind did not go through from the Steve, and that's unfortunate because that was the injured survivor. The eruption procced on the gen that they were working on together, or just by himself. And this might be, and that is pain res as well. So that's pain res and eruption on that gen that they had a lot of progress on.
And Bubbo, he goes straight to another generator that has pretty good progress here on this hill. He now knows where every survivor is. You got Raiden going for the unhook, and then Sponge over here stealthing near the generator. But it looks like it's going to be right back to hook for Bubbo. Rushes through that pallet, no fear. He's going... Wow, what a play from Bubbo. He's able to make it around the body block through the pallet and still get a hit on Raiden with that final rush. So Raiden now in trouble at this car pallet. Bubbo's going to break it and zone him, and there's just nothing he can do now. I mean, he's got brutal strength, and you know how it is when there's a Blight with brutal strength. He just zones you, and if you don't have a filler pallet within 2 feet of you, you just die.
That was a amazing amount of skill measurement by Bubbo there, being able to rush past the tile, rush past the body block, and through the pallet and still get the hit. That was amazing, amazing gameplay by Bubbo. And yeah, like you said, it's a brutal. With brutal, he kicks it, and it's just a dead zone. He has all his tokens back, and there's nothing left to run to, and then it's kind of just wraps for you, unless you can maybe spin him. But I don't see that happening in these like playoff games like this.
Yeah, so Bubbo again rushing away from the hook, and he's gonna yet again find the injured Steve over here in the corner on this generator. I believe that's regression event number 5 or 6 on that generator, so the anti-regen mechanic might come into play soon. And once again, Bubbo is just gonna break this pallet. Nice pathing there for Metox. He tries to run past the initial rush, but it's not going to work. Bubbo, he's seen that trick before, and it's not going to work on him. So this is going to be a death onto Metox, and that's going to be a 2v1 for Eunoia. They are desperately trying to finish any generators they can. A 4K1 would be a somewhat respectable result for them, that they can be at least a little bit happy transferring over to their killer here.
Yes, and maybe he'll get the... Okay, chooses to go for the tag on Ace, and now that's both of them injured, and like you said, I don't see much happening besides a 4K1 here. But now that this game is coming near to the end with the 4K1, they can see, whoever their right player is, can see the kind of strategy that they can apply for this match as well, seeing how Bubba played and what he can do with the game sense and pressure and crosses.
Raiden is actually not going to go down there because of a 99 sprint burst away from that truck pallet. He was able to actually make the shack window off of that 99 sprint burst, despite Bubbo having his rush tokens back. So little plays like that are buying Eunoia just a little bit more time to stay alive here in this match. But it looks like it's going to be Sponge now, caught at this double window tile. These tiles are not very good, and he's going to have to try to lock her up here to dodge the rush, and he actually makes him swing. So a little bit of distance made there by Sponge. He's going to continue to play this double window tile now. He actually has a filler here, so Raiden might be able to get on a gen here.
I would like to note that Bubbo did not kick that gen in the top left there. I'm not sure if that was because he wasn't allowed to, or if it just... I don't know if I was just missing the eyes, but he chooses to rush back towards the gen he was using previously, and I don't think anyone's there. He's not going to find anybody. He's going to... Stealthing in basement is actually an interesting play here. What's your thoughts on this right here?
Stealthy in basement is probably exactly what you would want to do here. It takes so long for the killer to go and check down there, especially with Renato being a pretty quiet survivor. Should force Bubbo to go back and pick up, or waste a significant amount of time looking for Sponge on the ground, who's probably falling away to some secluded corner right now.
It's interesting to see this style of game right here. It's a very slow, methodical gameplay, but it's the most efficient in my opinion. You know, just gotta have to pressure and hope that they don't find you. But he does know where Raiden is, and this will be the final chase of the game. It's just kind of the style points now. How long can I last, or where did I go actually is the better question.
Somehow Raiden has momentarily lost Bubbo. He doesn't have Iron Will or anything, so he should be heard here anytime, I mean, any second now, but Bubbo lost him. No way.
That is impressive.
Look at the stealth coming out from Raiden. He's just kind of behind this tree here. Like I said, no Iron Will. I'm not really sure why Bubbo can't hear the injured survivor here, but now he's checking the basement. He's not there anymore, Bubbo.
My friend, I think you're a little too late to check it, and he does not fight. Okay,
now he
I was
hears
gonna
him.
say. I was gonna say.
Okay, so that's
4K1,
gonna be
good result though.
Yeah, Bubbo going down, securing the 4K1 for, or sorry, not Bubbo going down. Raiden goes down, secures the 4K1 for Bubbo, and I think that's a result that Oracle will be happy with. Could have been a little bit better for Eunoia, but it's definitely good that they were able to salvage a 4K1. it seemed like it could have been a 4K2 or 3.
Yeah, that was good game sense them to recognize that, to double that gen at last, because if they didn't, then it would have been the most likely a 4K2, and that's a, like I said, 4K1's a better result. And well played by both teams coming here. By Bubba as well with the game sense, and by Eunoia as well for being able to match and put up a good fight against Bubba. Well played.
Yeah, so Bubbo here just looking for Sponge on the ground. Needs to go and collect that Mori if he can. Just so that we don't wait here for Sponge to bleed out the entire time. I think he actually crawled into the middle of the map, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I saw him earlier. But what do you think, Ethic? What does Eunoia's killer need to do to beat this win condition?
They have to have a good start. Like a good first chase is what really matters, in my opinion, right here for this game. I think they, like I said, I think they have a strong start and they can get like a good snowball started. And like maybe forcing some pressure off of gens would be my guess. That would be a good start. And if they get that and they get like a 4K2, that would be obviously ideal. Yeah, like I said, a good start is, I think, the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As Bubbo has absolutely no idea where Sponge is. He's at that car pile in the middle of the map. Maybe even near a completed generator too, to hide his injured sounds on the ground. But it looks like any second now, Sponge is going to bleed out. Okay, now crows are appearing above his head. Bubbo finds him, but it's too late. So Sponge is going to bleed out, securing the 4K1 for Team Oracle. And now we're... Oh, he is going to pick him. Okay. Thanks for dragging that out as long as it could possibly go.
And then he's going to Mori him. Yes.
So 4K1 secured by Bubbo. We're going to be flipping the sides for Eunoia on the Blight and Oracle on Survivor. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to go to a short break while we set that all up, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the second side of this Blight set between Eunoia and Oracle. We have Raiden on the Blight now for Team Eunoia, looking to meet or beat that win condition set by Bubbo of a 4K1 in the last match. It's definitely going to be a tough task for him, especially because Eunoia was not the one that picked this Blight set. But an interesting build already coming in here, as first set of rushes is going to miss. The Blood Favor not yet activating. He needs a hit for that here, as Nigel in chase for Team Oracle is going to vault out of that broken truck and go around the car. Not going to be able to dodge the hit though, so a first hit coming in relatively early, Ethic.
And Blood Favor activated now, so there's no pallets he can use. And so maybe relative, this should be an easy down, but Blood Favor, is that Blood Favor already cleansed? And he gets the flare. Oh, Nigel, well played by Nigel. And he's just going to try to play his life as long as possible and eventually go down. That was a good first chase by Nigel. And now Blood Favor's gone, so leaving him with just 2 perks remaining.
Yeah, so Blood Favor already gone from the trial, as Ethic just said, but honestly, that perk is so strong that even if it just activates once and then gets cleansed, it has already done its job. So it's going to be Nigel going up on his first hook here. He is the Decisive Strike survivor if Raiden is going to be set on tunneling there. And we are going to probably be having a Deliverance survivor coming in for the unhook at some point. Raiden now rushing across the map, looking for something else. He's going to slide off that car. And he's just kind of going to stay in the area of this hook, see what generators he can pressure. Hasn't put Eruption down on anything yet, which I'm kind of interested in what he's going to do with that. Staying kind of close to the hook now, but he's going to stretch out towards Shack when he can to force Mata off this generator. But, I would be a little bit worried if he's just going to be hard camping this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's what he's kind of going for here, is to force a 1-for-1. And I'm assuming that Oracle's going to want to get this 1-for-1 before he goes second, which is why I see the Nia still thing up here ready for the save, as Nia is the daily survivor as well. And I do think this is the 1-for-1 going in here. Yep, it is indeed. And now Nigel just has to play his chase long enough for Mata to get his Deliverance. And now with main done, he can just run main for free. And this is a good chase for Nigel here. This is a good location. Gen's done. All the teams rotated off now, and now he can just sit here and play his chase for as long as possible, which is ideal.
Yeah, and Deliverance should be charged now. The killer only has a couple seconds window to deny that Deliverance here. And as you see, Nigel, he's playing this pallet so well. If you play the pallet in that direction, it's so hard for the killer to just walk through it because they can't see if the survivor's going to drop it. So nice stun coming in there from Nigel. He's going to make it back into the truck room here. Going for a rush back around the pallet side. The flick is not going to land. Good pathing there from Nigel to dodge out on that rush. He still has the decisive strike. And if it's going to be activated here, this is going to be trouble for Team Eunoia, as the decisive strike is going to activate now. Exhaustion already used up by Nigel, so I'm not sure how far he's going to make it. He's going to need a filler pallet pretty close here because the rushes are already going to be coming in, and Nigel is not going to make it very far.
At least it wasn't the same scenario for Team Oracle as it was for Team Eunoia with the decisive strike going away in the very last second. He was able to use his perk this time, and just to take it further up in the top right part of the map, which is away from the gens, which is what Nigel wanted to do here. You can see the daily survivors. He rotated off for gen pretty early here with Nia, and that's a good, actually, not preventing. The idea here is that he doesn't want chase to chase to chase to chase. They are forcing this killer to have to look for the chases and get it down. The FTP block going off here, and now this is Nigel on Deathlick, and I'm seeing a bug here, but he's choosing just to pick up Bubbo instead of slugging. It's the Climate Champion of Light.
Yeah, the Champion of Light blind coming in at the hook is kind of crazy, and now he needs to find Nigel, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Nigel had time to get away from the hook and stealth, and it looks like he's in the terror radius, but not really in a spot that the killer would easily be checking here at this Z wall. Even if he does get found here, he has finesse Lithe, so not going to get found there by Raiden, and that is critical for the chances of success in favor of Oracle.
Yeah, losing the tunnel out here is massive for Oracle because now they have 4 survivors healthy, they have stages and time to play with, and Bubbo and Chase away from the gens as well. I mean, this is a really good, like, this is well played for Oracle here. If Eunoia is going to have to get a down fast and snowball some pressure in any hopes of maybe taking this action for a 4K1 for a tie. Good DH from Bubbo here, playing patient on this pallet here and just forcing as many loops as possible, wasting as much time, forcing Raiden to have to leave this, and he cannot stay. Because if he stays too long, then he's just going to lose the game.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the game might be significantly slipping away after that chase at that filler pallet. You can't waste that much time at a single filler pallet as Blight, especially not to just lose it all to a dead hard after you've wasted that much time and generated bloodlust on Blight. So Bubbo there kind of putting the nails in the coffin for Team Eunoia as hit going to be coming in onto Mata at the shack, but he's just going to be going over to this broken truck here. Probably doesn't really care whether he lives or dies, just wants to get to a good position and waste as much of Raiden's time as possible. And he's going to be picked up and put up on his first hook, but there's only one generator remaining. We're already at the tie condition, and any of these survivors could be doubling a gen. It's going to go very quickly here, and I don't think Raiden can hold on to this anymore.
I don't foresee any event happening where Oracle loses this game, and if they do, it would be interesting to see how it breaks down. Mata choosing just to insta-deli, and B1 here chooses going to take as much time and waste as much time possible. That's the last gen popping, and that is the win con being completed for Oracle.
Yep, good way to waste time there from V1. And that's going to be Oracle taking the first set, kind of as we predicted here. So it was honestly a pretty decisive victory. The survivor play from Oracle was extremely good, but that is what we expect from the set that they picked. We're going to be going into the Cannibal set next, which was picked by Eunoia, and honestly, I cannot wait to see what kind of plan Eunoia came up with here. When you have a weird set that was picked by a team, usually they're also going to have a very interesting build to go with it, as we see a invisible blight. That bug should go away if Raiden picks somebody up or does a break action. But yeah, okay, there's the blight.
I was gonna say, is this like, this could be part of the Halloween set as well? The invisible blight, just running around and playing as a ghost and haunting people and downing them is what maybe that's what's going on here. I'm just missing something.
Yeah, so Raiden here, he's just trying to get as many stages as he can before these survivors leave out the door. Going to have a swing and a miss there on Bubbo. He's got a survivor on the hook. That's Mata on his second hook. Pretty close to being sacrificed. But remember, guys, the result is already decided in favor of Oracle. V1 is doing his best slug impression right now over in the garage. And it looks like Raiden wants to pick him up, but a little bit indecisive here. He doesn't want those survivors to save Mata. So V1 is actually going to get picked up over in the garage, and now Raiden does not know what to do at this car pallet swing and a miss on the rushes here, and he does not have brutal strength, so he can't zone it quite as well. And that's going to be another attempt at a Champion of Light blind from V1. Nigel is going to take a hit for his team since he's dead on hook, and these survivors are just slowly moving towards the exit gate, but they're taking their sweet time, I think, because they already won.
Yep, they are slowly moving towards the exit gate, one slug at a time. Eventually, I think they're just opting to finally choose to leave and realizing that no matter what they do here, someone is dying on this hook. Even though they probably want to keep everyone out and, you know, for fame and glamour, but unfortunately, Nigel is not going to be able to leave with them. And, you know, well played by both teams as well. Very decisive victory for Oracle.
Yeah, so that's going to be Oracle taking set one in a pretty decisive manner, 1-0 in favor of Oracle. So we're going to be throwing into a short break now, and when we come back, we're going to have Eunoia's set, the Cannibal. So don't go anywhere. That's going to be really exciting. Might be the first time you've seen Comp Bubba. So we'll be right back.
And welcome back, everybody. For a deja vu moment, we do apologize about the bugs that happens. DBD is not DBD without its bugs. So we have the same, you know, obviously we got Bubba on records. I'm excited to see another game, even if it plays out the same or if it plays differently. I don't care. It's a Bubba game. I want to see it. I love seeing Bubba. We'll see if we got a little candy landing in for survivors again. They had like 45,000 million fillers this time, so we'll see if they, and it looks like they do again. So, same builds, it looks like, for the Zongo here, taking the chase with choosing the greed and gets the stun.
Falls into the dumb tech. Okay, Zongo, he's actually just gonna go down for that. A very interesting play from our Jonah here. I'm really confused as to why he went for that dumb tech. Maybe he thought he was zoned edge map. But even still, you don't make any distance from doing that, and so that's gonna be a really quick first down for Raiden.
Interesting choice by Zongo, indeed. Yeah, maybe he felt a little bad for that bug and he wanted to give him some free pressure. I'm not sure, though.
Actually,
now, like I said,
the build has changed, by the way, for Raiden. It's Deadlock instead of Pain Res now.
Oh, interesting choice, actually. But Deadlock is a good perk, though, because it kind of allows him to camp more efficiently. You know, it kind of takes their time off generators completely, where they're at least off one of the generators completely for a certain amount of time, that he can just sit there and camp for free with not much punishment.
Yeah, with 20 seconds on each completed generator, Deadlock is guaranteed to get Raiden at least 80 seconds of value this game until the last generator pops. So it's going to be survivors from Oracle are just going to be cranking gens, and they're going to be met with Deadlock as soon as that first one is going to pop. And that's why Raiden feels so confident to camp here. He's certainly going to want to see Zongo go to second and then tunnel him out as soon as he gets off this hook.
This is a much better start for Raiden. And I wonder if Oracle will choose to play off of Deadlock once they figure out that it's there, and if they'll start 99ing their generators to prevent Deadlock from going off. But we do see Deadlock play here. Now Oracle knows about it, so we'll see if they will choose to play off it or if they will just choose to pop and power through it. Zongo is just a few seconds away of not being saved to just being killed here, and that's going to put it at a 3v1 at like 3 gens, and that is a scary position for Oracle to be in.
Yeah, if Zongo actually dies here, that is going to be really bad for Team Oracle. And I mean, even with a Deliverance survivor with Sprint Burst, it's going to be really hard for them to get in there and get that save at all. As long as Raiden is just standing right here. Not only will they have to find a time when Raiden is kind of looking away from the hook to sprint burst in there, they would also have to get that unhook before the chainsaw comes down. And even then, it's going to be a trade, and Zongao is going to get hit right after getting unhooked. So I think they just have to let him die. That's really unfortunate for Oracle.
Yeah, that first chase, not going back to it as a bad thing, but was really well played for Raiden here. And it's put him in a really good position. And now Oracle has to play their 3v1 perfectly here if they want to have a good result. You see Mata being found here, though. And
yeah, 99 sprint burst from Mata. Very good there. He's going to make it to one of these abundant fillers here. Actually, this is going to be pretty close. Raiden goes back around the other side, anticipating that he would drop the pallet, but patience there from Mata coming in very well. He's going to immediately drop the crane pallet, though. Raiden's going to go ahead and break that and then leave this chase. These chases are what are going to make or break this game for Oracle. There are still so many resources left on the map after Zongao just did not last very long.
Yeah, they have, like I said, 45,000 pallets still left here. And they can just use it to their advantage. Raiden not knowing where the survivor is currently, so maybe looking for an edge map stealth, or if he can maybe catch someone off guard here. The stealth game is what is important. Just as the chases are, so is the stealth game for Oracle, is if they can stealth off these gens early and choose good death locations, they should be able to get outs here.
Yeah, so now it looks like this generator is going to be doubled by Bubbo and V1, but this one is going to be one of the ones that Raiden really wants to protect, because look at this. There's not very many pallets near this. It's the broken truck. It's not that strong, and there's only one filler pallet over here, as well as a pallet gem, and Bubbo going to be greeting it for a little bit. He doesn't go straight to the pallet. Does not get the stun there. Not going to make very much distance away from Raiden here. Now he's got one of these sort of 3-lane tiles, and very nice mind game there. He's going to walk straight through that swing. Good pathing so far from Bubba. The chainsaw coming up again. Going to path around the window side. Not going for the vault there. Good patience from Bubba so far. Vault is going to come in, bamboozle on the window. Surely he has to drop the pallet now, right? Goes for the finesse lithe vault. Bubbo playing this tile very well, making the most out of what he has on the map, and he's going to make it to the shack window now as well. So wasting so much of Raiden's time, and he has to leave and find something else.
Bubbo played that chase so well for what he had. He had one edge map filler, he had the pallet gem, and then he had the 4-lane, and with good patience and check spots, I mean, he played that really well. That was well played by Bubbo. And that might have salvaged a lot of time for the team to even do another generator. He's now committing to Mata on shack here, so this is now, once again, free time for the survivors to gens, but it looks like he's not going to choose it, and he's going to leave and go check his truck gen again, because now there's only one pallet there, that's the pallet gem, and there's nothing else, so head-on play maybe here.
Yeah, Raiden very close here to this generator. Is this going to be a head and play? It is from V1, and he's going to get the Champion of Light blind as well. Nicely done there by V1. But the chainsaw is coming out, and Bubbo threw this pallet. So is V1 going to make anything? No, he is not. Punished for his sins, going for that Champion of Light blind. V1 is going to be the second down for Raiden here. And you got to wonder if he would have made something if he didn't go for that blind.
Maybe he might have made the pallet gem, but I don't foresee him making anything. And like you said, he got punished for getting the blind, and now they have the last gen 99 and ready to go. And it looks like they're predicting Noed again, and maybe they're gonna go for like a 1-for-1 play, but they just choose to pop the last gen. And now Noed is active, V1 on the hook, and it's gonna be a choice of what Raiden chooses to do here.
Raiden here, he doesn't want to camp this hook. He wants to get any fresh hook he can here to get 7 stages instead of 6. And then ideally get a hook near his totem as well. So the totem is actually already found. It's so close to where V1 just got unhooked, and somebody is already going to be on it here. Now, Mata pre-dropping pallets near the shack. This is an area of the map that just hasn't been touched just yet. So any second now, that totem is going to go away, and looks like it is out of the trial now. No more Noed. And this is dangerous here now for Raiden. He might be stuck with 4 stages instead of 6 if he can't get another down here.
Yeah, maybe they're going to choose to leave, and it looks like what's going to happen is he's going to obviously try to go for a hatch play here, and they are just going to leave. But if he goes down, like you said, it's not looking good for Raiden here. And I wonder if Eunoia chose Bubba for the survivor side, because as we see, there's Candyland here with 45,000 pallets, or if they were confident in their Bubba skill. What's your thoughts on that?
I think he probably chose Wrecker's Yard because of the central basement, honestly. But Mata here walking to recover his sprint burst as much as he can as Raiden is just moving back and forth. Sprint burst is about to be back. He's going to try to sprint burst to hatch here. Survivors should be leaving the game any second now, but he's actually going to run to the other door, which V1 was doing. And Raiden just didn't notice that V1 was on the other door, and wow. Oracle makes a better result than they did when the chainsaw was bugged. That is shocking.
Well played by Oracle. Once again, just proving that they have played this and they know what they're doing and they're ready. This is amazing. And now that instead of being 5 stages, it is now 4 stages is the condition to beat.
Yeah, so with that out of the way, it's going to be Eunoia on the Survivor now. So it's going to be the 4-stage win condition for the Bubba on the side of Oracle. We're going to be setting that up real quick, going to a short break, but don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with more extremely exciting Bubba gameplay. Welcome back to the Wrecker's Yard here for Oracle's Bubba set, and we have Bubbo on the Bubba. I'm sure chat will be very happy to hear that. And it's going to be a little bit of a different build here from him. No deadlock, he's got the pain resonance instead. And then he's actually got the double chainsaw speed here with the 2 marks add-ons. So first pallet stun going to be coming in from Alkali, and Bubbo going to be needing to work a little bit harder than that for his first down.
Yep, you see his very top perk, he has agitation. So we see his idea, at least my thought is that he definitely wants a basement hook here. You know, the central map like we described before, and it's easier to pressure. And Meathox is not playing any games, not risking anything, immediately dropping the pallet. He's not taking any chance of a mind game with him. And we see Lyth on Meathox as well, and he's going to hold W here. Gonna fill the pallet. And it's just Wrecker's Yard. For Wrecker's Yard, Candyland once again. Hey, fill the pallet.
Oh no, he revs the chainsaw too much and tantrums.
Oh no.
Yeah, a little known Bubba fact, if you don't play him, you probably wouldn't encounter that very often, but if you hold the chainsaw up for too long without actually going for a chainsaw sweep, you will automatically tantrum on nothing. So that's what happened to Bubbo right there, as now Alkali and Chase at this 4-lane runs through the pallet, but of course, that's because he has another one right here. So it's going to be one more pallet removed by Bubbo, going back around the backside of the 4-lane here, makes this pallet as well. He's going to greet it though. It's definitely the right way to play this 4-lane, honestly, especially with a killer that has to charge up their power before using it. No chainsaw able to happen here, and the finesse vault misses on the M1. That has got to be so frustrating for Bubbo.
This is amazing play right here. A good use of like everything, like the filler to another filler to Shaq. I mean, this is, if you don't have a good chase, I mean, you should definitely practice your new ones, I feel like, here, because this is amazing. I mean, and what do you have to do as Bubbo here? You're gonna have to commit eventually to something, because if you don't, then you're just gonna lose your game.
Well, it looks like Bubbo's actually gonna get this M1. No, he's actually pulling up the chainsaw. I thought he had enough distance there, but still not going to be able to get the down onto Alkali. He needs to somehow zone him into a bad area, but he can still use this long wall jungle gym that doesn't have a pallet because Bubbo hasn't bamboozled the window. He's going to go for that now, and now Alkali going to be kind of stuck at this TL wall, and that's going to be the down. Finally, Bubbo gets his first down. Alkali unable to stay alive at the TL wall. I mean, when you get zoned into a sort of a 50-50 pallet like that, then it just becomes that much harder to extend your chase. So looks like he's going to be going into the basement. Interesting strategy here for Bubbo as 3 generators pop in the distance. And for Oracle's sake, I hope that there aren't very many more generators of progress as, wow, Bubbo hitting him on the hook.
Little tenderizing happening here. I guess he's trying to roleplay as Bubba. It was crazy. We don't see any no-ed from Bubba, though. So if they manage to just let Alakai sit here and pop these last 2 gens and ideally leave the game, that would be the best idea for him. But Bubba knows that he can't camp this too much because, like I said, the first 2 chases, they were really long and alleviated all the pressure that he was building.
So Oracle here going to be doing these generators while Alkali sits in the basement, and Bubbo is probably going to be content to camp this because to get that win condition, he needs 1 kill and then 2 stages. So he's probably going to be forcing some sort of trade or death onto Alkali in the basement, as the survivors of Oracle continue to be effective and efficient on the generators. So essentially what Bubbo's plan is here is Alkali is now going to go second. Bubbo does not care if these last 2 generators get done now. He just needs 1 down in the end game, and then 1 kill off the back of that.
Right, that's very true. And we'll see here how he's going to play it. Like you said, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's like, he has to camp, but then again, he really can't. Like, it's kind of like he's stuck, and he's just going to choose to leave it completely. And they get the save. Good play by them to punish him, leaving immediately, and he can be able to pull the save here. That was good on them. And I leave Metox in chase here with a similar build. No object, just
the scene partner there.
Scene partner, yeah, scene partner, yes.
Bubbo is going to be pulling up the chainsaw here, and Metox correctly holding W. Nicely done from him. He's going to be at this crane pallet now. He doesn't have a balanced landing to proc off of the vault, but he's going to be holding W, getting good distance away from Bubbo, and he needs this down so badly. Only 2 stages have been accrued so far, and the doors are open.
He lost him. Oh, wow. Amazing W key from Metox here because he just made it all the way across the map, and Bubbo thought he was still there at the tractor, and he wasn't. And it looks like all 4 survivors are out.
Yeah, all 4 survivors out the door, and that's going to be Eunoia taking the Bubba set with only 2 stages. Incredible survivor performance from them there. Honestly, I was not expecting that.
I was not either. Really well played from Eunoia here. Wow. I'm actually quite shocked on how that match went. Wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be Eunoia evening up the series 1-1. So we're going to be going into the Halloween sets now, which I believe the first one is going to be the Tier 3 Myers on Hawkins. So very short break here that we're going to be throwing it over to. But when we come back, we're going to have the first Halloween set, Tier 3 Myers Infinite. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, everybody, to our first official spooky match of the stream today. We do have Myers Tier 3 played on Hawkins. And you do see Bubbo on the killer yet again. No V1 appearance today, which is a little heartbreaking for Killer, but I guess we can forgive him. It's fine. We do see that the survivors are going to play this early game. It seems to be a bit slow, but Metox already being found in chase. And Prion, are you excited for this game?
Very excited for this Infinite Tier 3 Myers game, as Metox here trying to break as much line of sight as you can, deny the stock. The Michael Myers is still in Tier 1 for now. He got a little bit of stock there around the corner, but he's going to be leaving the Steve and going to try to find anybody else here. Maybe he really wants to find Alkali so he can get those play with your food stacks going up. We're going to actually get into Tier 2 here. That's going to be the Trail of Torment activating on that generator there. So, forgot to mention this before, but in this Tier 3 Myers set, the killer must bring either Trail of Torment or Unforeseen. So it's going to be the Trail of Torment selected by Bubbo here. We saw some disagreement between the killers on which one was better yesterday.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Trail of Torment will play into the build here, as we do see with Play With Your Food, obviously, as well. Alakai doing a good job of not being found. I'm not exactly sure where he is, but that is the best option for Eunoia is to keep the Jake Alakai hidden as long as possible. But we do just see Metox staying in chase, using his balance landing here, still trying his best to deny as much visibility as possible, so the Bubble cannot get any more stock. But Bubble choosing just to play a kind of like a not hit and run, but catch people off guard's play style and get as much stock as possible.
Yeah, it's in Bubbo's favor here to play a little bit slow and apply Eruption to as many generators as he can so that he can get that tier 3 going as soon as possible into the game. So he's going to get a little bit more stock there. He's 2/3 of the way just about. And that's very interesting, actually. Premonition on Raiden. That's a perk that you almost never see except for on Hawkins because there's so many walls everywhere and it's hard to see where the killer is.
Yeah, interesting choice of perks here. And now we do see Alakai is in chase here, which will be the first play with the food stack. And I wonder if that counts because he left him again. And Alakai playing as safe as possible here, trying to avoid as much stock as possible. But Bubbo is close, and this is where it starts to get scary. 2 stacks of play with your food. Now he's tier 3, and now this is where the game is going to start getting interesting.
Yeah, so he's got the 2 stacks to play with your food here, and the infinite tier 3 has finally hit the trial, and now this is where it's going to get dangerous for the survivors of Eunoia. Bubbo here, he's very fast, very undetectable. He was undetectable, he's not anymore. Gets blast mined though, very nicely done there from Eunoia, and it's a wiretap as well, so information on where the killer is kicking a gen coming in from Metox there, and pre-running away. So good comms from Eunoia so far. They've yet to give Bubbo anything for free. No downs happening yet, and nice check spots there from Alkali, but it's not going to mean anything because Bubbo doesn't actually intend to kill him. He wants to get to play with your food stack. Oh no!
The first down going up a Metox. Oh.
Yeah, maybe a miscomm there or a misunderstanding of where Bubba was coming from. I mean, Metox was definitely in a safe place, but he just decided to panic vault into the waiting arms of Michael Myers. So that's going to be the first down for Bubba.
And he's actually hooked in a pretty good position too. Choke points from top and bottom as well. And he still has, if I'm not mistaken, 2 stacks of play with your food because that chase wasn't very long. And he has trail ready to be activated here. But Sponge being caught out of position here and goes down and gets punished for it. Trail activated. I don't know, will the trail deactivate if he picks, or will he stay activated?
Trail of Torment will not go away until somebody either repairs that generator, which just happened now, or it stops regressing entirely.
I think I have a Christian here. Go 5 gens! So this is, it's starting to get scary now. Doubling it out for the first gen to be popped here. Bring it down to 4 gens remaining. And now they kind of have to play slow and be careful here because if they get caught out, it could be devastating for them. And it can even result in just a quick snowball to end the game.
Yeah, so Bubbo here stalking the hallways of the underground complex with this infinite tier 3. He's going to find scratch marks here. That's going to be a chase onto Raiden, but he does not want to commit to it. He still has 1 stack of play with your food. Maybe he wants to find Alkali to get himself another one. But he's actually going to go back towards this hook that Sponge is on. There's a lot of spikes on that generator there, so no wonder that he wants to protect that one. Maybe keep it regressing, and that's going to be yet another eruption placed onto the generator in the corner. These regressions are going to start adding up, and they always do when you use eruption as your primary regression perk.
Yeah, this is where Eunoia can kind of play this how they want it, in my opinion. They can choose to sit here and press their gens and force him to kick over and over again until where he can't regress it anymore. And if they choose to play safe. But it does look like Bubbo has spotted Alakai, which he is going to commit here for some play with your food stacks, I'm assuming. But it switches off to Raiden, who I believe is going for the pool. And will this be a down on Raiden? But he misses. And is going to choose to leave it. No reason to commit to that.
Yeah, so Bubbo not committing to Raiden there. His Trail of Torment is just about to come back off cooldown, and that's why he's going to kick a generator once again. All it takes is 1 time of these survivors messing up, not seeing where he's coming from, missing a comm, or anything like that, not holding the correct check spot, and now save going to be coming in onto Sponge, and he hits the hooked survivor. Oh no.
Oh, this is tragic. Because now he's stuck with this really bad 50-50 palette, and in my opinion, there's nothing you can personally do, and it's kind of you just play as much as time as possible before you go down. But you do see that he does have his Deliverance activated, which is what they were going for in the first place. 3 gens remaining, and it looks like that gen right there is just about to be close to being fully regress blocked, where he won't be able to kick anymore. And I think they're in a good position right now. Team Eunoia is not too bad, actually.
Yeah, these generators that are near the hook that Bubbo has been using have got to be getting really close to the anti-3 gen mechanic here. He's standing in front of this one, waiting for his eruption to come off cooldown, but he's actually going to choose not to kick it just yet. Okay, he's waiting for his Trail of Torment to come off cooldown as well. Eruption, Trail of Torment applied once again, and now he finds Metox here in this sort of cage walkway room, and he's actually going to win that mind game there, but I think that was a balanced landing from Metox, going to make some significant distance over towards the portal room. He finds Alkali as well, able to quickly divert onto him and get another play with your food stack.
Yeah, this is just the name of the game right here. It's dangerous for them, but Raiden being caught off guard, but with Sprint Burst able to make some distance away. And does he have a pallet to play? Yes, he does. And he chooses to greet it, which is insane.
Greeting this pallet, he greets it again. This is a killer that has significantly increased speed and an increased lunge in tier 3, and he greeted that pallet twice in a row. I guess was expecting Bubbo to respect and knowing that the pallet gets significantly weaker if he does drop it. So Metox there, not going to do the same play. He is going to greet it, or not greet it, and drop it, and Bubbo goes for a swing but gets auto-aimed, eventually going to get that down onto Metox. So that is going to be second hook for him. So that's going to be 2 survivors dead on hook here. We see there's all 3 survivors are working different generators right now.
We noticed that him being auto-aimed costed him to lose one of his play with 3 food stacks, and then getting the down costed him. So now he has no play with 3 food stacks left until he finds Alakai yet again. With Trail waiting for his eruption, I'm assuming he kick with eruption and Trail again. That's another gen being done, leaving it 2 gens remaining. Metox sit on hook. And now okay, Alakai and Chase though, which is gonna be another play with 3 food stack. Will he choose to commit to this, or he's gonna leave? Just gonna leave and get another play with 3 food stack and probably just secure this death would be my guess.
Yeah, it would be probably a good idea for him to play around this hook here. He could maybe find a fresh hook, even if they do all the generators here. He wants to get at least 1 person out of the game for sure, or at least make this a trade. And I mean, yeah, there is no trading here if he stays near the hook. It's tier 3 Myers.
I don't see them trading unless he makes a mistake and he leaves the hook, but...
And it's Alkali coming in for the save here, which means that Bubbo has discovered the infinite money glitch for play with your food stacks.
Yeah, no, exactly right. 2 stacks, getting ready to farm a 3rd. Metox will be dying here. 3v1. I'm interested to see how the 3v1's going to play. If they're going to play aggressive or they're going to play slow. This will be the 3rd stack onto play with your food. Alakai, 3 stacks with speed and infinite tier 3. And Trail is a little scary, actually. We're in a sketchy situation right now.
Yeah, it's a very safe pallet that Alkali is on right now on that corner, but it's actually going to be Sponge in danger here as we see Shape right below him there, probably calming now that he's going away, sees him over by that generator that has the most spikes on it by the door. This is where Raiden was, so he's going to find the blood. Still undetectable. Nobody has fixed the Trail of Torment just yet. He's following the blood from Raiden. He knows that Raiden has the sprint burst, maybe just going to be getting that out of the way, and he wants to make the most of this undetectable here. If he doesn't get a down, if he doesn't just have a down, he doesn't want to actually commit to a chase here and have to play or break a pallet when he's undetectable like this.
Yeah, he's the game's in his favor right now. He's really in complete control of what really goes on. I mean, look how fast he's moving though. 3 stacks of play with your food and Trail. His Trail is up now though, so now he has a tier again, but still 3 stacks. I mean, he's gonna have to just kind of break these pallets unless he chooses to Bloodlust, which I believe is what he's doing. And this will most likely end up being the down Sponge.
Yeah, and that is going to be an eruption onto that generator by the gate. He's going to slug Sponge, who's dead on hook. Interesting choice there. He thinks he can snowball this, though. We saw a lot of slugging in this set yesterday between the other two teams that elected to play it, as Raiden now goes for the vault on the portal room. He's not going to make this pallet, though. That is going to be the down for him, and he's actually going to be picked up.
Good game sense on Bubble here to choose to pick up Raiden instead of slugging, because he knows that they're going to get the pick as well. And now forcing their hand yet again. He knows we're both survivors in the general area that they are, due to where he slugged and where they picked up. He still has one stack of playthrough food, if I'm not mistaken. And now Raiden taking Tyrant on hook before he dies. But Raiden gets pulled by Alakai, and they're going to double the gen for one more gen remaining. And Sponge back in chase here.
Yep, Sponge in chase once again at this very unsafe pallet. He's just going to hold W through it. I don't think that's going to work against the increased tier 3 lunge. He could have gone for that swing. There's no way. He's going to eventually get it, but yeah, Sponge is going to be put down on the ground, and he's going to be slugged once again. Bubbo does not want to take this confirmed death, and it's because missed communication there from Raiden. He's going to go down, and that's going to be probably the 4K1 secured, as long as Alkali can't make a hero play here.
Like we said, that's all it takes is one little inkling mistake from the survivor side, and all the kill has to capitalize on for it just to be a game-changing indoor map. I mean, it's rough, but I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. Well played on Bubble capitalizing on the mistakes and securing the 4K1 here. Well played on the survivors, Eunoia as well.
Yeah, so that's going to be the 4K1 secured for Bubbo, as Raiden is hooked and sacrificed. The others soon to follow, as this is a significantly better result in the tier 3 Myers set than we saw yesterday. So honestly, Eunoia is going to be on the ropes here. This is going to be a hard condition for their killer to meet.
What was the I didn't watch the game yesterday. What was the result for yesterday's game?
It was a very close match of like 8 to 7 stages.
Oh wow, yeah, it's definitely different compared to this right here. I mean, I think Bubba played really well. I think Eunoia played really well, capitalizing on the gen regression from Eunoia and trying to pressure, at the same time combating his snowball ability. Now it's just kind of playing the slow game of if can he find Sponge, and well, it's when will he find Sponge actually. I think.
Yeah, this is not the first time today that Sponge has been hiding from the killer. Well, he's not trying to hide from the killer because there's a crow on him, but yeah, we're just waiting for Bubbo to come across his lifeless body, as the outcome of the trial is already decided. So Bubbo seemingly unable to find him. The loud noise notification is going to come in and alert him to the crows over Sponge's head. And finally, okay, he's got to break the pallet first. But it's going to be the pickup onto Sponge and the 4K1 secured for Bubba. And our wonderful production people actually sent me the real result from the Severance Eternal Tier 3 Myers set. It was a 6 stages 3 fresh for Eternal, and then it was a situation where there were 4 fresh for Severance, and Eternal needed to save, or else they were all going to, like, unless they were going to lose if they didn't save, so they all, like, piled in and tried to save against Tier 3 Myers and got 4K'd in the end game. So the score doesn't look very close, but it was quite close.
All right, well, as we've seen there, we'll see how Eunoia matches this result here, and if they can maybe get a 4K2 or better, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hawkins National Laboratory, and we have Metox playing the Shape for Team Eunoia. Bit of a killer player change here. It's good to see teams that have multiple different killer mains for different sets, especially for these weird Halloween sets, as Nigel jump scared by the Shape there. That's a lot of stock given over towards his tier 3, and Nigel was probably not too happy about that one there. Probably jumped in his chair a little bit, Ethic, as now it's a V1 in chase here at this very small little circular loop. He's not throwing the pallet, though. He wants to deny this stock for as long as possible while Metox is stuck in this really slow form.
Yeah, he's just running this like it's an infinite here. Back and forth, just playing it just to deny as much stock as possible. It reminds me of like a little bit of Scooby-Doo chase right there. It's kind of funny, just around and around and around and around again. Um, Not choosing to stun him there, but giving him more stock instead. And this is why I like Hawkins right here for Myers, is because of hallways like this, and when everything's closed, and you're kind of forced, you're just gonna have to give him stock eventually, and it's not much you can do unless you have a door to run to or a pallet. We do see Mata is the play with your food here. Did he have play with your food? I actually didn't even look at his perk. I cannot lie.
So yeah, it is
Yes,
going to
it
be
is.
play with
Okay,
your
it's
food.
play with your food. Okay, but he has coup.
This is a really interesting build from Metox. Let's just talk about this for a second while he's still just stalking. Play with your food, Trail of Torment, which is the forced perk, and then Coup, No Way Out. So this is a no slowdown build for Metox. Very interesting here. The way he's going to play this, I'm assuming he's going to try to go for fresh hooks. And, well, actually, it's not very interesting for Eunoia because the win condition is a 4k2, and he has sort of an endgame build here. That's just kind of what happens when the killers have to submit their builds beforehand.
Yeah, he has 2 stacks of coup now. Bubbo has played these fillers really well all day today, usually winning just about every one of them. Now in tier 3, with 2 stacks of coup as well, so that means he can swing from across the universe and most likely get it down. That is the 2nd gen popping here. Bubbo's still in chase, running towards the portal side of the map here, and is going to have another fill here, and he's going to choose to greet it and play it.
They don't know about Coup yet. As soon as he tries to lunge here, okay, well now they know about Coup. I didn't know that it was quite possible to miss a Coup tier 3 Myers lunge on that pallet, but a little bit too ambitious there for Metox. Bubbo is going to go down, so now the Coup will have been called out. 2 generators have gone away for that first down, and the advent of the infinite tier 3 here. So Bubbo now up on the hook. We have Nigel across the map doing a generator. The terror radius is inching closer. It's so disorienting to be in the top part of this map when the shape is under you, because that terror radius is so huge when in the tier 3.
Yeah, you feel like you're going to get jump scared. He's going to come around the corner and swing it down you, but he's actually downstairs completely away, like other away from you. Doesn't have no idea where you are, and really doesn't care either. He's taking this system to Nigel. Nigel chooses to greet it. This is a good setup right here. These double pallets here, and he's just going to drop this first one and most likely just run to the second one. We do see that gens are being worked on here as he does have all this free time. Is he choosing to commit to Nigel here? Yes, he is. With his Trail of Torment active, maybe he's hoping to maybe catch off Nigel off guard, but Nigel has pallet after pallet after pallet he can just throw and work around.
Yeah, and you can see the moment there where Nigel calms killer off me, and you see Mata get off of that unsafe generator. So extremely tight play from Team Oracle so far. Very nicely done there, calling out the swing for virtual. Gets the pallet stunned there, and he's able to make a lot of distance here back towards the pallet side. Going to go for that vault, and then I'm assuming he's just gonna path away with the Lithe. I didn't quite see that he had Lithe there, but nicely done from V1. And now it looks like V1 continuing to be chased elsewhere on the map, but these survivors just continue to crank generators, and Coup not going to land there. V1 now stuck at this pallet though, and he's not gonna make it anywhere. That is just a lose-lose situation. You cannot survive at that pallet against Coup unless you somehow get a stun. And you know that Metox is going to play safe to not get stunned. And I think he just wasted a Coup lunge there to go down.
Did he? Oh, wow. I wonder if he intended to do that or if he was just misplayed.
Or, you know what, I think he actually used the last one on V1, so he didn't have to.
Okay. That makes more sense. V1 getting picked up rather quickly, actually. I mean, Oracle the survivor is so coordinated and playing well here, and easily able to punish any sort of misplay maybe by Metox. But Metox getting the down on Bubbo.
It's definitely a good play here for Bubbo to go down on this pallet. You do not want to, you don't want to give up too much trying to go for this save here. Honestly, if I were Oracle, I wouldn't go for this save at all. Just kind of make the killer a little bit paranoid, waste a little bit of time for you to do that final gen. As V1 greeting now, and he's going to go down as well. V1 has the Unbreakable and Deliverance though, as Bubbo is going to get picked up in the distance. Nice coordination from Oracle, as 3 survivors now standing. They should be free to work or even double that last generator.
Yep, they're in the greater position here. They've stealthed off their I guess they're gonna like interact the head with the killer here. Now they're gonna have to force Mitox to find somebody, but we see Bubble on the last gen. V1 instant delying. Noting he had UB earlier as well. That's why he got picked up so quick. And now it's going to be Nigel the chase.
It's the portal room generator there that is going to pop, so completely impossible for Mitox to defend. And that is going to be Oracle taking this tier 3 Myers set, going up 2-1 in this series. It's going to be match point for them going into the jump scare Huntress game.
And how do you think that game is going to go? What's your thoughts based off what we've seen so far today on how they've played for Survivor, how they're going to perform?
It is not possible to predict anything about a jump scare Huntress set. I'm sorry, Ethic. Just based on what I've seen before in this like Larry's Eerie Head Huntress set, literally anything can happen. Either of these teams could get 4K 5'd, or they could get 0 stages. There is no way to predict whatsoever. The only thing that I will say is that Oracle has seemed a little bit more organized, maybe a little bit more consistent on the Survivor. Eunoia had an incredible performance in the Bubba game, but they kind of dropped the ball in the Blight and Tier 3 Myers sets so far on the Survivor side. So I would say maybe a slight advantage on Survivor to Oracle, but Eunoia still definitely have the power to bring it out.
Yep. Now we have seen that the Huntress was Eunoia's pick, and we did see with how they played on their first pick that they played extremely well. So assuming that they have practiced for this time and time again, I'm excited to see how they'll play it out. I think they're going to deliver a strong result in my hopes that they regarding for the Huntress as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep, so V1 going to be sacrificed there and hit on the hook. Very sad for him. But it is going to be Oracle taking the win here, and all of the coup lunges used for Mitox. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to bring it home for Eunoia, but they still have another chance to keep this series going. So we are going to be going to a short break while we set up this extremely volatile jump scare Huntress set. So don't go anywhere, guys. This next one is going to be crazy.
And welcome back, everybody. Do apologize about the inconvenience in the wait, but you know, DBD, like I said before, is the greatest game to ever exist, and it's bug after bug. But we do see now we have jump scare Huntress set 4 here. Mitox playing killer first, and going for an interesting first little attack there, but doesn't make it. And now he's stuck to one hatchet. It's crazy. Noting this right here. Prion, what do you think about this game?
Well, before I say what I think about this game, I do have to tell you guys that Eunoia has been issued a penalty of half a hook stage for Mitox bringing the wrong map. So now that that's out of the way, we have a chase here over at the bathroom, and this game it's anyone's game, honestly. There is not really a more volatile set than this one, and I mean, any of these a down can come in at any time. And right there, as I say that, Nigel medium vaults a window in front of the Huntress and eats an iridescent hatchet. So first down coming in for Mitox, and now that he's going to have a hook to play around, this Huntress is just going to get that much scarier, as the hook is going to come in. Yet to see if it was a pain resonance hook. If it was, though, that unhook is going to give auras, and V1 is actually going to farm Nigel here. Very interesting play there, but V1 going to just barely dodge out on that hatchet. He kind of gets away. He's going to actually lock her up. Not really sure what the play there was. He's literally just going in and out of the locker. He's finally going to get grabbed. I guess he didn't think he could make it to the bathroom area, or maybe he didn't want to get put in the basement. But V1 going to go right back up on the hook, and saw that first hook on to Nigel was not actually a pain resonance. So this one might be, and that's going to be an insane pre-drop there onto that God pallet by Nigel, or that might have been Zongao. But interesting start here for Team Oracle. They've already given up 2 stages, but V1 going to use Deliverance.
Yeah, Zongo is not playing around with that pre-drop. He said, "You're not getting it down on me today," but unfortunately, he's blocked by the breakable wall, and he's going to try to do the same walker check that V1 did, but wasn't such a successful. Mitox, I don't think meant to break the door, but he said it doesn't matter because it just opens the map up a little bit more. And now it's kind of a 50-50 game, really, for anyone, in my opinion. Um, I'm noticing that he's throwing his hatchet immediately, so he gets his stealth off, and I like that. I like that. It's a little mind game. I respect it.
Yeah,
Hoping to catch somebody off guard.
to my knowledge, the wooden fox doesn't activate unless the Huntress actually reloads a hatchet. So that's why you see the
Right.
killers throwing the hatchet randomly, seemingly randomly. V1 here going to get caught out on the window, caught out by the undetectable. And that is why this set is so dangerous here. Like, he could not pre-run in time. He only had a window. And I guess that was just not the check spot you want to be holding against this undetectable Huntress.
Yep. Now we see everyone being carried back over to seems like to be a community hook here for everybody. Right in the center of the map, it's good positioning for Mitox to pressure the gens as well. And the pressure on the gens, I can't really see, but it doesn't look as that much as it maybe they're desiring. Mata maybe something for the pool. Nigel rotating around, and that means the other person on the gen is Zonga right now. And V1 is just, I would say, just about 20-30 seconds away from being dead, and that would put them at a 4K. I'm not 4K4. Death at 4 gens. So.
Yeah, a death at 4 gens would be huge here for Mitox, and honestly, I think the play here is to face camp V1. He has deadlock. There's 4 gens remaining. To be able to get this into the 3v1 would be incredible for him.
Yep. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to sit here, secure the deaths. He has no reason to leave, like you said, with deadlock. But they are pressuring 2 separate generators. So maybe they can get it down to a 4K2 before, ideally, the next chase happens. But we'll see how Mitox play this out after the death.
The hatchet is being held in front of V1's face. This is the Huntress gameplay that I know you guys all come here to watch. As V1 going to be sacrificed here any second. It's going to result in a 3v1 with 4 generators remaining, but not 4 generators for long, as we see Zongao about to finish a gen. There was another one elsewhere on the map that had significant progress from Nigel, but that one's going to be deadlocked now, as Mitox already has aura rating onto his next survivor here. He's going to find Mata over in the corner, goes for a mind game and hits the hatchet. Mata just blindly takes that vault, walks right into the iridescent head of the hatchet, and that's going to be another fresh hook for V1.
Yep,
Or,
unfortunately...
sorry, not for V1, that's Mitox.
Unfortunately, this is how punishing it is for Eerie Head. All it takes is one mistake, and that costs your chase. There's no recovery that you can have in that current chase because you're just going to get tapped. And that's good for Mitox here. He's got another hook. He knows where everyone is. Majority, at least he knows where one other person is. So there only is one person unaccounted for. And this is a high progress gen that he's choosing to interrupt here. Not camping, just a good play here. He's just going to force the pressure and going to get the down on Nigel, but Mata gets pulled.
Yeah, and Nigel just unable to pre-run in time because the Huntress was undetectable. Even if she's not undetectable, her terror radius is so small. It's very disorienting, the fact that the lullaby is just all throughout this map, and that's why we've chosen an indoor map for this set. This is the kind of thing that you can expect the rules committee to cook up to keep things interesting. So Mitox playing very well so far. It's another second hook there onto Nigel. And now he's got even more information on where these survivors are. He's got information on exactly where they are, and he's undetectable. That is a combo that you do not want to be staring down the barrel of as Team Oracle. But Mata seems to know that the Huntress is coming for him here. Not really holding a check spot right now, though. This is very dangerous. Probably going to get jump scared by this Huntress. Uses the sprint burst to get away. Breaking line of sight. He makes it to the stairs, and he's going to actually go back to this other window here. Breaks line of sight once again. Good pathing there for Mata. Going to be going around the freezer area, but nice double back there from Mitox is not going to result in the down, though, because he misses that hatchet. He certainly had an opportunity to hit that hatchet there. Going to go for the mind game. Actually, I'm surprised he got that lunge as a 110 killer ethic.
Yep, and I mean, I thought maybe him losing with the hatchet was going to be a little bit more devastating because this seems like a rather safe palette to play with just a 110 killer. But, you know, he wins the 50-50 and is still able to capitalize off the mistake that Mata made. Bring it down now to 2 gens remaining. Everyone, I believe, is on death hook. If it's not, it would be just Zongo. Yes, Zongo is the only one that is not on death hook. That was an insane drop from Zongo, actually. No jokes today. He is not getting caught off guard.
Yeah, and make no mistake, that was a mistake in the survivor chase there. That pellet should absolutely be safe against a 110 killer with no ranged power. as now Nigel in chase in the upstairs area of the map. Hatchet going to be pulled up on this pallet. He can't drop it, but he also can't make it around another time. So Nigel going to go down, and this is going to be another death.
Yep, that now puts it down to a 2v1 at 2 gens, and they're both injured. It's a stealth killer with range. All it takes is one hatchet to end the game. Realistically, that's all it really takes. And he found Zongo just immediately too.
Zongo is found. The reload is going to come in, so Zongo's aura is going to be revealed here. Kick comes onto the gen, and Zongo just has no idea where this Huntress is. He's just trying to hold 2 check spots at once here, but he's not going to be able to create any distance because this undetectable Huntress just sneaks up on you. He has the dead hard, and he's going to hit it there. Nicely done from Zongo, extending his chase a little bit longer as Mata continues to work that generator in the bathroom, and the hatchet misses. That's huge, I think.
And this is massive. Now, this could be a 4K1 right here, just based off of Zongo's amazing chase. Being able to hit the DH and missing the hatchet, and that does result in a 4K1. I mean, this is amazing play from Team Oracle Survivors, yet showing again just how distinguished they are. And, I mean, this is... I'm speechless on how it happened. Just that
And
quick.
now, Zongo is going to show off to us how safe this pallet is against a 110 killer. As Metox is forced to reload all the way in the back corner of the room, which means both of these survivors are going to make a lot of distance away from the killer. One of them might be able to get on a gen here and possibly even finish it, as we see Zongo still the one in chase. Hatchet going to come through, and it's going to land. Nicely done there by Metox, but that survivor has no mither, so it's kind of on a timer here if he's actually going to slug this.
Yep. Has no mither, and I mean, he really can just immediately get up, and then he's going to work a gen. Now, this is where it's going to be interesting. Oh, but he's actually going to choose to pick up Zongo, which is not death hook either. So leaves about 45, 50 seconds, 60 seconds left of time before maybe they could just stay play for I mean, it's not really, it doesn't matter. They can't
this is the smart. This is the smart play from Metox, because the only remaining survivor is already injured, and he can have Darkness reveal aura to figure out where he is. And to that point, Mata is going to go for the quick unhook, not going to work. Probably had aura reading from Darkness revealed there on the reload. So that's going to be the 4K1 secured for Metox. Very nicely done here for Team Eunoia. But you know what, Ethic? I think this is still anyone's game. It would not be out of the realm possibility to see a 4K on a lot less generators done for Team Oracle.
Yep, I agree. This is really anyone's game right now, and they have seen they know how the killer plays. We've seen how the Team Eunoia Survivor team plays, and you know, if it's Bubbo again, we'll maybe he can work something up, maybe get like a 4K2, 4K3. But we will check that in after a very short break.
Welcome back, everybody, to the game here for Team Oracle's Huntress performance. We have Bubbo on the jump scare Huntress here. And remember, everybody, because of the wrong map penalty in the last set, there cannot be a tie here. Bubbo, if he's able to secure a 4K1 win condition, that will be the win for Team Oracle on match point, ending the whole series. So let's kick this off, Ethic. See who's going to get jump scared by the Huntress first.
Right now, they're all playing pretty slow. Just kind of check spotting, and obviously not going to get first chase here. And we see Bubbo still stealthing. Taking a look at Bubbo's build is completely different than it was from Metox's. You have your Pain Res, your Rune Undying, and your Thrill of Hunt. So a almost full totem build, ideal for slowdown. Bubbo looking to bring a very strong start here.
Yeah, it's really interesting, the lack of aura reading on this build. The darkness revealed was so insane for Metox in the last game, so I'm wondering if Bubbo might have trouble finding people, since they're going to be so inclined to stealth extremely hard against this Huntress.
Yeah, it looks like he is having a tough time finding anyone. I mean, no one's really doing anything. They're just kind of playing slow and safe. But right now, it just looks like Bubbo is kind of taking a tour of the map and checking out the changes, the remodels so far.
Yeah, so another thing about the build is just with Bubbo might be expecting to have people stealthing, and that would be why he brought the Ruin Undying Thrill of the Hunt. because that's really going to punish the survivors for not stealthing. As the first hatchet coming in, and Sponge unable to go anywhere as that first hatchet is going to land, and Bubbo going to be looking to get a central hook here. So that is it didn't seem like a very fast first down, but I don't think anybody was doing gens, I think.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was either. Everyone was kind of stealthing and playing safe. They know Ruin's up. I don't know if they've crossed any Undying Totems, so I'm not sure if they know about that or Thrill yet. And I don't know if that was a Pain Res, as it was not. Raiden in chase now. And getting down the hatchet, curving the corner, like Nia strafing was...
You just can't let that happen to you in this set. You like getting window mind gamed by a Huntress there is pretty devastating for the survivor side here. So that's going to be a quick second hook for Bubbo, and maybe telling him that he can be really confident in these chases, and he does not necessarily need to hard face camp somebody like Metox did.
Yeah, maybe, like you said, maybe he's just going to choose to play aggressive. They are cleansing their first totem here. We do see that Metox has his deli up, though, with SB. I'm not really sure. I'm not seeing anyone on gens, though. This is the kind of scary thing here, is like no one is on a generator right now. And that is just letting Raiden sit there for free.
And that's the thing about this set and this build, is how can you be on gens when nobody has a clear comm about where the Huntress is, and she has Eerie Head.
Yep.
So that's where the Ruin Thrill of the Hunt comes in. We saw Undying leave the trial there, but there are still 2 more totems to find, and those totems are going to take so long to cleanse because of Thrill of the Hunt. So at this point, if I were Bubbo, I would feel content to camp Raiden.
Yep. And not only does he still have Ruin up with the Thrill, but he also has 3 more Pain Reses in his pocket. So when his Ruin does eventually get cleansed, and it's later in the trial, he can still Pain Res the other serves as well. And Raiden now going second. And if Bubba's going to choose to either stay and maybe camp him to death, or if he's going to finally go decide to pressure some gens.
Yeah, no generators have been done at all. So, and okay, Metox just gets 100% jump scared by the Huntress there. Just no reaction there. Walks up right behind him out of the stairs and just hits him with the hatchet. Not what you want to be seeing if you're a Eunoia fan here. They don't seem to have a handle on where Bubbo is. Just maybe the comms are missing, or they're getting disoriented by the wooden fox. But Metox going to instantly deliverance here, and maybe go right back to that gen. Somebody needs to touch a generator here, Ethic, or this game is going to very quickly be over.
Yeah, I mean, if no one gets on a generator at this point in time, it very well could be that 4K5 we were talking about way earlier back in time. And you don't make that either. And it's... Bubbo has snowball potential, and that's what he's working off of. He's down after down, it's chase after chase, and he's able to freely do all this because he still has Ruin up.
Yeah, and just expert understanding of the hatchet hitbox there onto Alkali on that vault. That's going to be another Pain Resonance, 2 of those remaining. We're still at 5 generators, and Bubbo, every time he reloads at a locker and activates that wooden fox, the survivors just all have to get off of gens unless he's in like direct view of somebody. He's getting so much Ruin value here.
Yeah, it's his Ruin value amazing for this game because, like you said, these guys, if they don't know where he is, and now he's back in chase with Raiden again, that's forcing 3 people off a generator, only leaving 1 yet, and Raiden going down at the same window as before. And this is just looking really rough for Eunoia.
Yeah, Raiden he's able to pre-run a little bit, but not far enough to get to anywhere that's safe. And that's going to be the death onto Raiden at 5 gens remaining. All other survivors have 1 stage on them, and the first generator is finally going to pop, but it is looking extremely dire for Eunoia.
Yep. They're all injured too, and they don't have any eyes on them again with Wooden Fox. This is the gamble that you have to play when you're in a situation like this. I mean, you need gen pressure, but you also need to reset because... I mean, you can't even reset, it doesn't matter. But I mean, if you do reset, then you can maybe take an M1 if it comes to the situation. But now, I mean, it's just he can do whatever. He can M1 him, he can hatch it, and he has no penalty.
Yeah, so another totem is going to be cleansed here by Eunoia. Strong terror radius there, it looks like. Or, no, that was the lullaby because Bubba was currently undetectable. But that's going to be Ruin finally out of the trial. Thrill of the Hunt still standing, but that one doesn't really matter as long as Ruin is gone. Now it's going to be Alkali in chase once again. Pulls up the hatchet, but good pathing this time from Alkali, but only once. He's going to path directly back into the Huntress right after I praised his pathing.
And we see a little bit of interesting gameplay coming in from Buffo here. But they do manage to finish the second gen here.
That's going to be the second gen completed by Sponge. Alkali going up on his second hook here, and they need to complete 3 more generators if they're going to have any chance of winning this game. Remember, the wrong map penalty means that a 4K1 is a win for Bubbo.
And it's honestly looking like a 4K2, if not 4K3 here. I don't see a recovery happening past this point. Unfortunately, I believe at the current time that Bubbo has just too much pressure. Currently.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, usually we say that like in the 3v1, there's less people to go for saves and less people to work on gens. But the sort of the sleeper thing here about the 3v1 is that there's one less survivor to even be able to tell you where the Huntress is. So if the Huntress is not in view of either Metox or Sponge, it's the Alkali on the hook is not going to be able to tell you anything because he's in basement. One of these survivors is going to get jump scared here because neither of them have any vision on the killer right now. Yep.
And unfortunately, as a basement hook, it's almost impossible to save. At the state they're in right now, it's not possible to save. And that now leaves them 3 gens remaining, 2 people remaining alive, and he hit this. Oh,
that is.
I think if he's in rotation, he can go through that.
Yeah, very ambitious to go for that when you have Eerie Head and you're locked into only 1 hatchet. But Alkali is going to die on the hook, and it seems like Bubbo's doing a little bit of a victory lap here, going for those insane shots. Now holding a hatchet and the dead hard going to whiff there. Bubbo moonwalking here around this tile. The hatchet is going to be pulled up, but he does not have the distance to make that. So going to be trying to mind game this once again. Sponge going to go for the vault. And the hatchet is going to be put away. Bubbo does have to click this pallet. Champion of Light Blind going to be coming in. And I'm not sure if he's going to make any distance from that. This last chase needs to last for about 10 minutes for Eunoia to have any chance. Nice locker dodge there, though, from Sponge.
Yeah, the 10-minute chase is going to have to come in, but it is on a map that is possible. I mean, if there's any map possible for it, it is the game. I mean, there is still like 100 pallets up, but that's if Bubbo chooses to commit, which he's not going to, and he's now going to go interrupt this gen, which was so close to popping, and would have put it down to 2 gens remaining. Still has his undetectable add-on active, and now back in chase with the Metox.
Yeah, back in chase with Metox at the same spot. We'll see if he tries to go for that shot again on the bars. Maybe a little bit of a shot on the stairs. Nicely done there from Bubbo. Again, great understanding of the Huntress Hatchet hitbox, as 1 generator is going to be done by Sponge in the distance, but he has information on where he is, and this last chase is going to end in the freezer. So Sponge takes the vault, goes back around the back side of the freezer. I'm not sure if he makes this window, but he does. Bubbo might need to reload. Being a 110 killer with no ranged power at this little freezer tile is probably not very fun.
I can see Bubbo that he is just going to eventually just force him and zone him where he's going to have to hopefully reload. I wonder if he's going to reload, if he's just going to meme chase him down with no hatchet remaining. And
that's what it looks like he's going for the pickup now onto Metox. I don't think either of them would make it out of there if he did go for the pickup. So Sponge now pathing towards the exit gate here. Bubbo still without a hatchet. He's going to be forced to break this if he does go that way on the loop. Now running it in the direction that is better for the killer. Good game sense by Bubbo. If he drops this pallet now, he'll be zoned towards the exit gate. So Sponge going to drop that pallet and take some distance over towards the van. Looks like Bubbo elects to go drop down into the van area, and now pickup going to be coming in onto Sponge, or onto Metox. But now, Metox, final chase.
Yep, that's what it comes down to. 4K2 by Bubbo, resulting in the complete win for Oracle here. Well played by Oracle. And now it's just kind of just a victory lap, like you said. Just a fun little last 1v1 to kind of seal the deal for the games. And well, are you sad you didn't get to see the Doctor set, or is that what you're looking forward to? Or
No, I'm not sad that we don't see the Doctor set because this means that my prediction was 100% correct.
yep,
3-1 in
sad that
favor
mine
for
wasn't. I was hoping for my first Death Day prediction to be right, but unlucky.
I mean, you had half of it right. You got the score correct.
True. True. I guess that counts for something.
So yeah, Metox just getting walked down by the Huntress here. Another God Pallet has been located. Yeah, so we've discovered another God Pallet on the game. There might be a little bit more of that to come if Metox can path correctly here. He's going now to a pallet gym. Bubbo still refusing to reload. He goes around the short side of the pallet gym, and
Another
yes,
God
we have
pallet.
discovered another God Pallet on the game. But this one doesn't have anything to that direction. So yeah, that can happen sometimes. Be careful when you throw a God Pallet on the game. Make sure there's actually an open door behind it. I'm sure everybody's done that at home once or twice, but Metox going to finally go down. Sponge still on the ground, and that's going to be the 4K2 secured for Bubbo, giving Oracle the 3-1 win in this playoff series. So that is going to mark the end of this game. Match point achieved by Oracle. So how was it, Ethic? How was your debut?
I had an excellent time. I enjoyed every match. I enjoyed casting with you, and I hope I can do this again because this is such a fun thing to do. I'm having an amazing time, and I don't feel Sponge had an amazing time because Sponge got slugged a majority of these matches, and I feel so bad for them.
Yeah, Sponge also spent a lot of time crawling away from the killer and not letting himself get found, so that we would have to just like fill time in the end game. So maybe we don't feel so bad for him off of that. But yeah, it's been a pleasure casting for you guys today. We still have another match coming up very soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed my casting once again, as well as Ethic's debut. So everybody in chat, give him some support. I think he did great today for his debut. And we are going to be throwing it over to a break very soon to the commissioner himself, Dire Wolf, going to be casting the next series with Reaxium, who I'm sure you guys will enjoy.